Okay, so maybe you're thinking, why the heck does this got the screen zoomed all the way out, right? Or maybe not, because why would you even think that? But I'm going to show you what has happened today, right? We have just a normal trade right here, right? Bro lost and whatever. Okay, let's move on to a trade that I took that took me a little bit longer than I expected it to take, right? Okay, trade. Now, look at this monstrosity. Like, I have to zoom out for this all to fit into the screen. That is absolutely crazy and absolutely unexpected, and I did not plan this at all. To yeah, looks like some type of swing trading. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll get to those in a little bit. Just wait, because we have three trades to get to. That is quite a hefty amount of trades to get into for one day. That is bugging, right? So let's hold on, let's just get started, bro. Honestly, right? So that trade just I did not mean to take those three trades. That was absolutely unintentional. I didn't even realize that trade until this morning. But okay, now March 12th, right? This is today. Obviously, we're not gonna have a trade recap because we got CPI, bro, at 8:30, triple CPI. They're absolutely bugging, right? So yesterday we only had I always say that wrong. Jolt's job opening and President Trump speaking at like 5 p.m. Bro, mad unk, right? So we got that at 10 a.m., which was here. We only had at least one down candle, and that was pretty much it for that, right? Now let's go to check this out. And I tried doing this differently, like having a live, what's it called, like a live analysis on everything I was doing as I was developing my analysis. Like I recorded, what I'm trying to say is I recorded my screen as I was developing my analysis and taking these trades, and I have them screen recorded, but they take kind of like a while, to be honest. So yeah, especially because of that second trade that took a very long while. I mean, I could probably cut them down and make them all shorter, but I did that while I was in school and whatever. But I probably won't upload them just because I don't know. Like I feel like they might be too long, or maybe I'll post them. It honestly depends. Now, right, we're looking right here. Start of the day, fresh eyes. Okay, we checked out our news. Make sure we're not wasting our time. Right. What do we see price doing so far? Right. And these past few days has just been booming. Right. So, yeah, we see price right here. This is obviously the day we were looking at, and price is also like just keeping the upwards movement, right? I mean, at this point, it wasn't closed right here. This is already closed candle, but it was somewhere in the ballpark around here, a little bit less, right? Now, let's go down to our 4-hour time frame. We see very good things before market open, or just looking at it just a little bit before, right? We see we're still continuing our bullish order flow. We have this imbalance right here that gets tapped into before we continue this move up. And then what do we expect price to do? Obviously, we're going to expect it to go up, right? But this is where we get into our our point of take profit, which I'm going to get into just right now, just because we're already here, bro. Like, honestly, right? So we're here, right? And you know what? Actually, let's get into how we're developing the bias a little more before we get to the take profit, right? So we see, right? Okay, we have bullish order flow right here, right? Okay, we have this going for us, still good. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame now, and what do we see here? Okay, a little bit of that choppiness that we were looking at on the daily. You just see like a little bit of whatever this was. You can see that a little bit more in detail on the 1 hour. You know, they're all really just reflections of each other. I think I said that in my what's called the last video. Okay, right. So we have this is the 4 hour imbalance. So now we're looking at this little mini choppiness or whatever we want to look at that. This little consolidation after these big moves, right? Bro, I had to take a little break. But anyways, going into here, and then same thing right here. We see we have this imbalance right here that gets tapped into before we start pushing back up, right? So overall, we see okay, bullish order flow is getting respected, right? 4 hour we saw bullish order flow getting respected. 1 hour time frame, right? After this all choppiness, whatever, we see price starting to get back into action, right? And right here we see we have price starting to make a move up. We have this imbalance, and then we confirm our our bullish bias so far with this bullish fair value gap that we have right here that got respected and got filled, and we kept pushing up a little more. Right, now let's go down to the 15 minute, and we see, just ignore these for now. I don't feel like re-putting them in here. Like, you're just gonna have to watch them, right? So we go into here, and we see in the 15 minute, right, we have this right here, which is just some pre-market stuff, right? Like developing our bias. We honestly, you already know what was happening, right? We have this right here, boom, respecting bullish order flow, all right? See, this is just all the choppiness that we had beforehand, right? But we're focusing right now on now and whatever, right? Okay, so we have this bullish order flow, boom. We have this respecting bullish order flow as well. I'm gonna just edit this real quick. I don't remember what I put this from. Probably from one of the other time frames, right? We have this imbalance on the 15 minute that got respected right here, right? Respected, kept pushing up, and then we got retest on this. Well, I don't really know if you call it 2, 3. I don't know. That the other side, we got retested right here. We kept making our pushes up, so it's pretty clear, right? At this point, we're pretty good for like so far. So far, we're seeing more bullish order flow than bearish order flow, and that. I mean, nice. I mean, honestly, like it was pretty easy to identify all these stuff today, right? Or yesterday, I should say. This was yesterday. But anyways, let's move down. Okay, we're moving down now to the 5 minute, and we see yet again. This is all that choppiness that we had before. I'm gonna just edit this. We're not on those bigger time frames anymore. And then we see, right, bullish order flow, right, respected right here. We have, let me see, bullish order flow, respected right here. I don't know what the heck this is from. It's probably from a higher time frame, but just so it's less confusing, we're gonna delete that, right? We have bullish order flow get respected right here, and then we have this little drawdown, like just, or whatever you want to call it, just this little retracement that happens here, and then from here, this retraces. Let's see, retraces right about to equilibrium, and we get our push, our pushes going back up, right? So overall, like I was saying, holy, that scared me. So like I was saying, this is good, right? Developing our bullish bias right here, whatever, pretty simple, right? So I just want you guys to get a look at what I was thinking, just so you guys see why I took this second trade after taking this loss right here. So, right, coming into market open, we're seeing still some more up here actually, right? More respect on bullish order flow, but you could just hold that for now. So now going into market open, right? It's 9:30. What do we want to do? We want to obviously catch along with all these stuff that we've been seeing on the charts. We just did our little quick summary of what was going on through my head and whatnot, so you kind of just get a feel for this, right? So now we want to catch the start of a movement. Essentially, we don't want to catch it like the middle of a movement. Just we want to be able to maximize not only our take profits, but our stop losses. Cut them down as short as they can be if we don't have to have them as big. Obviously, it's just common sense. So with that said, I waited for some type of retracement, and then we see here, right, we got this retracement happening at this point right here, and then with this, we were also able to wait for 10 o'clock news, and then after that news was done, it was really nothing to set us back, right? So what I did was I started looking at these potential reversal points that we could have, like these points of liquidity. Obviously, this wasn't one that had to do much with whatever we were looking at before. And what I found, right, was that I'm gay. Not mine. No, I'm not gay actually. Well, I what I meant is that I should have waited more. yeah, that I should have waited for more. Because, bro, like if you don't wait, bro, then you're honestly you're bugging out just as much as someone that whatever, like no patience. So that's essentially what kind of just happened here. We had our little retracement, and then right into here, we see that we took the trade right here. And why did I take this trade? Because, right? Listen to this. According to my head right here, right, we see we have this point of liquidity right here, pretty prominent on the 1 minute time frame. We have this get taken out right here, and then on the 5 minute, I think we had this marked out too. Yeah, we did. Okay, 5 minute, we had this marked out as well. However, this looked like it was all what this right here. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going back to here and gotta move past this monstrosity. Okay. So what was going on in my head was this. We have this point of liquidity getting swept, right? And then we have this order block all the way up there, right? Now, I enter the trade off this imbalance that I see. Looked like a pretty good imbalance to me, so I entered it right there. I was like, yo, this imbalance looking kind of juicy, right? What am I doing? I'm taking a long off this, right? So I enter pretty much about where? Probably, I didn't even mean to move that like that, but okay, 2.58 is what it said. But I entered, yeah, basically like right around here. No, into the retrace, into the imbalance. What am I doing? Anyways, yeah. So I enter off the retrace into the imbalance right here, like I was just doing, and then yeah, I take my long position. I set my stops a little bit below the sweep on liquidity, just everything going per usual, whatever, right? And then I have my entry, and then I set my TP up to this point right here. Okay. Now this would have been good if I did what I should have, and I didn't, because if you look at this, right, what do we have here? Supposed order block, right? Is this a valid sweep? Do we have, right? Do we have here? Let me try this. Do we have, right, our sweep on this liquidity? Yes. Do we have a break of structure? No. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. No break of structure, right? Because we see we have price move here, 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 and then what? Here, and then yeah, down. There was never a break of structure past this point that we needed. That would have made it a break of structure. We just kept right here and then just kept slowly moving back down. Next, did we use the order block the way we should have used it? No, we didn't even get out of the order block, right? We come here and what? Here and then come back into here and then enter and then go? No, right? What did we do? We absolutely FOMO'd this and then entered off this retracement right here. Boom. Entered in, missing some confluences, and then guess what happens when you don't follow them? You pay the price and you get this happen to you. Boom. We had a good bias developed. Yes, we had a good bias developed. Or at least, unless I got incredibly lucky, but chart's not telling me that, right? Chart's just telling me, yo, we're probably going long, or, don't sell the bag. But I did sell the bag. FOMO, call it what you will. Learning, who knows? Probably FOMO though, because I shouldn't have done that. It honestly doesn't make sense, right? And looking as well on the 5 minute, we could find a little bit more, right? What else did we have on the 5 minute? We had this imbalance literally right here. And this imbalance was filled by the candle that preceded my stop. So we got stopped out by this candle, well, on the 5 minute candle, right? Or yeah, whatever. We got stopped out, and then we filled this imbalance and swept this liquidity. So what I was looking at, I was like, yo, I low-key sold the bag. This could have been a much better trade. Like, there was a lot more potential. I didn't necessarily have to take this loss right here. However, I took it. But like I said, the bias was looking pretty good, and it was honestly just screw up on my part that I know that I did. However, I was still pretty locked on my bias and whatever. So what I decided to do was just just look at how the charts are moving. And I was like, okay, let's just look, right? No rush. We see liquidity point. We see imbalance, something that I really like to look to, right? And then we come to the 15-minute. Where did this go, bro? Okay, we come to the 15-minute. Okay, and we have that point of liquidity from the 5-minute right here that was in an imbalance, and this imbalance happens to match up with that. Just like the last trade that I took from March 6th, we had something similar, right? We had 15-minute imbalance get filled right here, 5-minute imbalance get filled right here, possibly 1-minute imbalance. I really didn't check, but we have the 15-minute imbalance, the 5-minute imbalance, the 1-minute imbalance that I don't remember if it was there or not, but it most likely is. But let's just go with no for now, right? And we have this point of liquidity that's on the 5-minute, right? That also happens to be a point of liquidity on the 1-minute, like we were just looking at before. Yes, right? Well, let me see. Seems more accurate. Okay. The 5-minute point of liquidity that was what's it called? Yeah, right here with the 1-minute point of liquidity that we just marked right now. Right? So we're looking at something formed from nothing, right? Getting back onto this, no pressure, took a loss, no pressure, should be exactly the same as we felt before, right? Took this loss right here, which was, forgot to show, which was, hold on, I don't want to show the other thing. Okay, whatever, you'll see it, right? 372 loss on this first one, right? Now we take, look at this as well, and we have on the 1-minute. Now that we know that we have all those three things in line with the 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute, right? We come back down to the 1-minute. We see our point of liquidity get swept. That happens to be yet again in an imbalance. Like this was looking too nice to just let it pass by. You know what I'm saying? Like we have the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 1-minute. We have the liquidities, the liquidity points being inside the imbalances across different time frames, all working together, all about to form the exact same thing, a rocket, all pretty much in like the exact same area and time, right? So we just need to find and optimize the entry on the 1-minute. So let's get this out of the way, right? Get this out of the way real quick. Okay, let's just keep that there for now. Okay, so what would be our order block? Our order block would be this point right here to right here. Okay? What do we need to enter? First, we need our sweep on liquidity. Do we have that? Yes. Good. Next, we need to break a structure. Do we have that? Yes. We have our, what's this called? Our, I don't remember. Our lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Wait, am I speaking right? Yeah. Okay. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then boom, break above, right? So we have a breaker structure right there. Next, see, whoever wants to see this, boom, closed above this, right? Now, next, what do we have, right? Put that little check mark. We need our order block retracement, right? What do we have here? Bro almost escaped from us. We have, boom, out of the order block, right? Come back and retest the order block. Now, what are we looking at? An imbalance. Where do we find an imbalance? Literally greeting us right here and getting filled like beautifully, like absolutely rejecting the downside. So that just, like you, everything's matching perfectly. That's the trade that we should have taken instead of taking this. Like we could have just held back a little bit. It was honestly literally, look at this, bro. It was what? What was this like? Let me see how many minutes this was. 2:22 to like 2:30. Like it was honestly just a few minutes, bro. Like this was something that we could have just thugged it out a little bit more, right? We're paying the price. I'm not being patient, and yeah, make sure we do everything right the next time, right? So like I was saying, we have also this. I forgot to mention right here. We have this respecting bullish order flow, filled it pretty nicely right to the brim. But anyways, getting back to here, so we have this imbalance, absolutely respected, right? Straight rejection to the downside, literally showing like no signs of wanting to go down there. And then what? There was no equilibrium on this retracement back down into whatever, like the equilibrium of here. However, we had equilibrium down here at this imbalance. So yeah, we're just we're gonna go with that, right? Now we enter off the close. Well, actually, we entered a little bit later technically, right? But yeah, we close above the imbalance. We're going good. We're going good, right? Saying okay, let's long that. Long John Silver is going to the moon, right? So I enter and then I set my stops right below this imbalance that we had right down here, and then we set our TPs at the this TP there was two TPs actually. One of them was here. This was TP1, and then this was TP2. This TP2 came from the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily time frame, right? See, look at this. If we go actually start the daily, right? So we're continuing the upward movement. Where is price likely to draw to? A point of liquidity, right? So the next point of liquidity that was close by on this candle right here was this point right here, which happened to match up with the 4 hour point of liquidity, right? With the 1 hour point of liquidity. Like it's literally all just set up there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just set up there waiting for someone to take it. That's really all it is. So we go back down to the 1 minute. Okay. And now we have our TP settled, right? Now, so I ended up taking the TP that I've been talking about, like, oh, I'm gonna try to make like either TP1, TP2, or whatever, or just go for a little bit farther for the TPs, because I always set it like just the next closest and safest spot possible. But I always do notice, sorry, I always do notice, price tends to go a lot more farther than whatever I play. Obviously, still keeping with in mind like the confluences and price action and other time frames. So this one's looking pretty good just because we had like a high time frame point of liquidity, high confluence, and that usually works pretty well too. So we set that here, TP2 as like the final TP, and then TP1, right? So this trade took really long. Close that here. This trade took actually pretty long. Like I entered it. Let me see what time I entered it. 10:43. No, I was almost not about to take trade, but the setup was looking nice, right? I was checking that out, and then we have. I won't lie, I was looking at the trade just boom, 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 until like here, because I had a quiz to take for one of my classes, my psychology class. I still had my thing open. It was end of the class, like 11:47. It was pretty much still going boom, 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 boom. I closed the computer, and I came back later and I found it hit the TP, it hit TP1, TP2, right? And then yeah, like we got a pretty good risk reward on this. We got 2.92 risk reward on that, so that was pretty good. And off that one, we made, let's see here, 1080 profit. It's pretty nice, right? And then you're probably wondering, right? Like, give me 1 second, just 1 second, right? This like the price action was like pretty. It was pretty like it was moving slow, but like to be honest, bro, it was like all moving like I don't know, like pretty. It was like slowly but surely. But yeah, I mean, it's not like I was sitting here all day waiting till two 2 o'clock for this to hit. I mean, I honestly just closed it and I just let it be. It was, bro. There was only two options: TP, stop it out, right? I mean, obviously, if it was gonna take like to the next day, maybe I would have done something about it. But it hit not as early as I wanted it to, but it still hit, so I just let it be, right? Now, that's that trade. That's this trade. This trade, right? Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck did you get yourself in this? Okay, so what happened was when I was setting up my TP1 and TP2, I honestly don't know how like to set those up the right way, I guess, because I usually don't have like multiple TPs. And I think on paper trading, like on TradingView, I think it's a little bit easier, but I guess it's a little bit different doing it on Hero FX. And yeah, because what I did was that I set what was it, a sell limit order. So, like let's say, right, I had point 0.4 volume in this trade, right, at the start of it. So I set point 0.2 sell limit right here, and then the rest would just finish closing out right here. That was the initial thought process. But when it hit this point, it absolutely just started a different entire order, like on the side. Like it wasn't even like it was like, okay, you already have point 0.4, but I'm just gonna sell 2 or point 0.2. It literally just made a whole separate order. Like we had the one long, and then it started a completely different short. So I wasn't even aware of this until, like I said, way later, because I don't even like. I saw this and I was like, oh, nice. That'd be nice for the trade recap. I mean, it's also one of like I don't know, it's pretty good risk to reward too, and the bias was pretty well on it too, and price. I mean, yeah, right. So this should technically be here because this is where it started, because it entered me in a short right here, and then it just kept this going. Hit TP here, full point 0.4 TP here. Price came to here, right? We had that point of liquidity from the daily 4 hour and the 1 hour, pretty high confidence point of liquidity, right? And then we have price just reverse and then just go in my favor from the short that we had here. And since this was like point 0.2, honestly, I'm not like 100% sure this is how you do it, but it probably maybe is. Let me see, this makes sense, like with the risk reward. I'm assuming it's somewhere around there, to be honest. Well, I'm just like, I put this position size. It's like I didn't set a stop loss or take profit for this trade because I didn't even know about the trade. It was just like a free open trade. I'm just putting the position size like from where it entered me, and then I put the take profit at where I closed the trade, and then I put the stop loss at somewhere that would make sense on how much I made from my investment, right? So it's not like I had this planned out or whatever, because you're probably like, oh, but you already got stopped out or whatever. No, it was just a free floating trade. So this, like, that means like it could have just went the opposite way. Like honestly, it could have just kept going up past that point of liquidity, and then I would have been cooked. However, I didn't. Um, I think we used a strong point of liquidity from from 3 of the higher time frames. Seemed like it did me justice right here. And then I woke up, went to school and whatever. We had, like I said, we had this news, so we were not doing all that trading today. And then I'm looking at my account balance and I see the numbers moving up and down. I'm like, yo, that doesn't even make sense. Like I know we're on live, but like what? So I check and it says my position for a short is open, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, it says $8, and then I like start logging around everything and it says like 9, then it says like 10, and I'm like, what is happening? I close it and I just, yeah, accidental trade that I took right here. These two were the only trades I meant to take. This was something that, bro, it could have been worse, but it wasn't. This was, I don't know, like honestly, like call it luck, I guess. This is not a trade, by the way. I'm gonna like say like, oh yeah, this is a trade that I took, that I, whatever, my most profitable trade or whatever. Like I'm not like I really don't even count this as my trade. In my journal, I'm not counting that as my trade. I'm really only counting like this stuff right here towards my journal and let's say what I made for the day. I mean, technically I have this, but I I didn't decide on doing that. Like that was just something, ignorance or lack of knowledge that caused me to do that. So yeah, that, I don't know, just I guess lucky, because I mean it could have just went up, could have went down, could have just sideways, or who knows, bro. I could have just not even checked today, and then where would we be right now? We would be in a similar spot, but I mean, yeah, that I don't know. That's kind of like crazy though, because I gotta set that up right for the next one, or maybe just I don't know, just figure it out because I can't just have that happening left to right. But yeah, like that's really like I don't know, crazy. I guess like if we look at this right, like I was saying, like I just guessed with the amount because that was only a point 0.2 volume. This one was point 0.4, and this one we made like 1080. This one was a point 0.2 volume. I probably maybe did the math wrong. I don't know, because I just guess I'm around here like a 5.14 risk reward. I did some math, like trying to calculate it with how much I risked and how much I got back and the risk reward and whatever. And that's kind of like what I estimated. But look, on that accidental trade, I made 998. Like basically, like, another $10 from nothing. Like I didn't even mean to do that. I mean, with the commission, it would have been like a little bit 10 something, this one like 11 something. But like, see, look, there's nothing. Like I closed it. It's not like I hit TP, stop loss, anything. There was no stop loss TP. It just was. See, like point 0.02. I don't know. I just think that's crazy. But yeah, like apart from this, right? Like now that I have that out the way, like I really don't need this here anymore. That is not a trade I claim. The trade I do claim is this one and this one. So yeah, I think we could take a good learn from this to just a few things, bro. Like first of all, starting with the first trade, make sure, bro, like I have everything set up right. Like or no, wait, no, that's for whatever. Make sure I'm just still thinking about that one trade. Make sure that I have all my confluences because if I had waited for my confluences, I would have seen that that wasn't a valid sweep. So then I could have waited out and had the like the actual sweep and movement I was waiting for, right? So I guess do like patience could be one, and just honestly it's just discipline, bro. Like it's really just discipline, yeah, like and whatnot. Make sure we have all our confluences, everything that we have following our rules, because we had the bias developed. Like the bias was developed, we just didn't follow the rules to the extent that we should have, which we paid the price for that. Now this trade right here was the trade that we should have taken if we had not taken this trade right here. And let me see. Okay, saved. This trade was the trade that we should have taken instead of just doing this the wrong way and taking this trade. Um, Bias was developed pretty good. I mean, this trade did take a longer while. It's actually probably like one of my longest trades, not including that other one over there. That one is not a trade I claim. This is one of my longest trades. I mean, I didn't sit here for the whole thing. I really just looked at it for over the span of an hour at certain moments, and yeah, it was really just it. But yeah, we had like the the thing that made me want to take this other trade was the fact that we had, like I was saying, we had the 15 minute, the 5 minute, and the 1 minute all working together like almost perfectly in line with the imbalances matching up with the liquidity points being inside the imbalances, and then we had our TP points at a pretty strong confluence or pretty strong liquidity point with the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour matching up, and prices likely to be drawn there. We're already on making the move back up, so yeah, honestly, I think that was a um, pretty good lesson to learn here, and yeah, what what not to do. So yeah, and obviously the most important one of them all is have your stuff set up right so you don't have just a trade just going that could absolutely just screw you over, because this could have been a lot different. But yeah, gotta make sure I have my stuff set up for next time and follow everything well. But anyways, so that's it for the trade recap, boys. Kind of long. Had to basically do almost three trade recaps basically in one. I mean, technically it was only two. That one was a little explanation, but it was, you saw three different things in one video. But I don't claim the other trade, so yeah, this trade and this trade are mine. But anyways, yeah.